मनोमिष्टं स्वयं रूपदा मह्यं ददाति स पदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापद्कमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातां सहगना रघुनाथामितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनाः सहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णापेक्षाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नाम्ने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे शून्यवादी पाशात देश कारणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितनं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवो नमो नमः नमो महावदनाय कृष्ण कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरस्य नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोप्स गोपिकान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नीलचर निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय च नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Just close the window because sound will reduce. You have to make a co-host, Kalyan ko.
Yes.
So we'll discuss the last chapter today, that is Prema Bhakti, fourth wave. So in your NOD, also this is the last chapter of the course, 19th, chapter number 19. So Prema Bhakti. So devotion service in pure love of Godhead. And Rupa Goswami has written it very briefly. The reason is because Prema Bhakti is, most of the characteristics of Prema Bhakti and Bhava Bhakti are same. It's like the situation of the sky at the dawn and when there is full sun. Only difference is that there is a lot of light and heat. The intensity is more, that's all. So like Bhava softens the heart, Prema completely softens the heart. That means when Bhava becomes goes to the maximum extent, it is called Prema. So if Bhava is like a ray of Prema, then Prema is like sun itself. So only intensity is different. So because the different intensity is almost same. So this is the definition of Prem given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And also in NOD. Samyanmarsnito swanto
Samyanmasmito swanto
mamatve tisayantikaha
mamatvaitswayan kitaha
bhava sa eva sandratma
bhava sa eva sandratma
budhe prema nigadyate.
budhe prema nigadyate.
Please read.
When the bhava softens the heart completely, becomes endowed with a great feeling of possessiveness in relation to the Lord, and becomes very much condensed and intensified, it is called prema, love of Godhead, by learned scholars. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 23.7. This is Srila Rupa Goswami's definition of prema bhakti, which he confirms with the following quote. In the Narada Pancharatra, it is clearly stated that when lust is transferred to the Supreme Godhead, and the concept of kinship is completely reposed in him, such is accepted as pure love of God, by great authorities like Bhishma, Prahalada, Uddhava, and Narada. He explains further, great authorities like Bhishma have explained that love of Godhead means completely giving up all so called love for any other person. According to Bhishma, love means reposing one's affection completely upon one person, withdrawing all affinities for any other persons. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So then at the level of prema, what happens is even all the relationships are based on one's relationship with Krishna. So Krishna becomes the center of the life. So it's like, no, it's not, one doesn't have to endeavor very extraneously to serve one's wife and children because one has a natural love for them. So it's like, that's why it is said that blood is thicker than water. So blood relationships are blood relationships. So similarly, when that kinship, feeling of kinship is there with Krishna, one starts feeling that he's my lover or son or my friend. Mora putra, mora sakha, mora pranapati. So sakha, pranapati, so like that. So then what happens is, then automatically one serves Krishna. One doesn't have to endeavor externally. And at that time, what happens is all the bodily concept of life is destroyed. So one will still have relationship with wife, children, etc. But then it is in respect to Krishna. So Krishna becomes the center of the life. So love is for Krishna, and because Krishna means Krishna and his energies, so then love is distributed to other people also. But center is central point or object of affection is Krishna only. Like primary and secondary
Hare
characteristics.
Krishna Prabhu, in the first
Ah.
sentences, we have to switch off the relationship with the others, only with Krishna. So how
Mhm.
it is practically possible, Prabhu? Affection completely you have to switch off and you have to build a affection only with Krishna.
Yeah. So it's not a practice, it's a result. Again, practice was there till sadhana. After that, it's like something which happens naturally. So sadhana bhakti is like up the hill. It is still nishtha. After that, bhav bhakti and prem bhakti are like down the hill. It happens naturally. So similarly, these are natural things which happen. So what happens is, because bodily concept is destroyed, one doesn't see things in relationship to the body. What one sees is actually in relationship with Krishna only. Like for example, we have many examples like that. One example is Prahlad Maharaj himself. He had a lot of affection for Bali Maharaj, being grandson. Generally, grandfather has a lot of affection for grandson. So he had a lot of affection for Bali Maharaj, but it was spiritual, although it was looking very bodily consciousness. And the proof is that when Vaman Dev chastises Bali Maharaj by taking away all his wealth, and then he puts him in Nagpas and really ridicules him that you couldn't fulfill your promise. Prahlad Maharaj doesn't say that, no, my lord, you are doing something wrong to him, please forgive me, he's my grandson, this and that, and you are such a great devotee. Prahlad Maharaj said, no, very good, you are doing very good thing with him. So the point is, things are in relationship with Krishna. Another very famous example is example of we Chaitanya Charitamrita, so many examples are there. Srivas Thakur, his son died. So it's not that Srivas Thakur was hard-headed, he had no grief at all. But because it was disturbing Lord Chaitanya's dance, so he told to the crying ladies that if you sob very loudly and the sound goes to Lord Chaitanya and it disturbs his dance, then I will put one stone on my throat and drown myself in Ganga. So in this way, affection is there, but affection is there with Krishna center. Like Sivanand Singh, he took care even of the Yatra dog, what to say of his own children. So he loved his children like anything, and especially what to say of children, even Yatra dogs. So it's not that it's love reduced, But when Lord Nityananda kicked on his chest and he cursed him, let Shivanand's son die, Shivanand's son said, no problem. You are the one who has given us children and you are the one who is taking. There's no problem. So point is love expands, love becomes thicker. But what happens is it is centered in Krishna. So it's not that my devotee becomes indifferent or it's like emotionless. But the center, rather than becoming a body, center becomes Krishna now. So that is why if something is displeasing Krishna, person may be ready to give up these relationships. Makes sense? It's like when Lord Nityananda left Ek Chakra, all the people Ek Chakra, they loved their children. It's not that they hated their children. But they said that if Nitai had to leave the village and go with that sannyasi, let our children go with that sannyasi and let Nitai stay here. It makes sense? So it's not that love is not there, but it's more centered around Krishna. I hope that's clear, right?
Yeah, so we don't need to put any special endeavors to this so-called love, giving up for others. So that will naturally, once our sadhana is strong, that qualities will come automatically.
Yes, yes. We'll start, actually in Krishna consciousness, we don't, you can say, cultivate artificial detachment.
Okay.
Like Mayavadi, there's difference between Mayavadis and devotees. Devotees, Krishna is the relationship.
Okay. Right now, I'm not in that mode, Prabhu. That's why I want to clarify.
No. Actually, it's a reality. See, the reality is that because we are sentient beings, we have emotions. So then we do get affected by the emotions. Like, for example, really speaking, for me, one of the greatest pain I have is so many of our brahmacharis, they left ashram. It's like, so it's very painful for me. And when parents like were crying and I joined ashram, I didn't feel pain when parents were crying. It's not that I didn't feel pain. And I have not left them till now. So the point, it's not just detachment, cutting off the relationship. That's a Mayavadi concept. The whole thing is we make it Krishnized. So similarly, we don't have to give up our attachment for wives, children, things. We have to learn to Krishnaize them. Krishnaize them means make Krishna the center. Like house. We don't have to leave the house and go to forest. Make house into temple. Bring deities in the center. Engage wife and children in Krishna service. So bhakti is not about detachment. Actual detachment is detachment from the desire to enjoy sense gratification. It's not gross. So you have to be very clear about definition of vairagya. So vairagya, suddenly we may be externally taking this dress, saffron dress and this and that. But that is not actually called vairagya. The real vairagya is detachment from that desire to enjoy senses. That is real vairagya. So that happens gradually. Because practically I have seen, like no, I have been in ashram since so many years. 2009 I joined. And it's like 2004 I came to Krishna consciousness. 10 to 16 round. So it's like since then I have seen it's like this is not practical. Our devotees do have a lot of emotions. Even during management meetings, sometimes devotees don't become emotional and this and that. But they themselves become emotional when their issues come. Those who speak like that. So we are sentient beings, we have emotions. We just can't give it up. We are not stone. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So now we will discuss about primary and secondary characteristics of prema. So, okay, you can read, just read it, and then I'll explain.
Primary and secondary characteristics. The primary characteristics of prema is bhava, sava, eva, sandratma. It is the intensified sandra state of bhava. The secondary characteristics of prema are samyan, masnita, swanto. It completely softens the heart. And two, mamatva, Atyashant Kita. It is marked by highly possessive ownership of Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So the primary characteristic is its intensified bhava, sandar atma. Bhava sa eva sandar atma. Atma is the soul and sandar means condensed. So bhava becomes the heart and soul of a devotee and it becomes very condensed, intensified. And it completely softens the heart. So that is why emotions arise. That's why I'm saying. As we progress in bhakti, it's not that emotions reduce, rather what emotions become spiritualized and they become more intense. That is why devotees can't give pain to anyone. Those who are gross people, they may be crying whenever they don't get what they want. But then many times they are so heartless towards others' pain. It's like no, after somebody becomes devotee, he can't even imagine that no, how can someone just kill animal just for enjoying the taste of the tongue? Looks so ghastly that you want to enjoy by giving pain to others. So his heart becomes soft. And also it is marked by highly possessive ownership of Krishna. It's like Krishna is mine or I belong to Krishna. So one starts feeling that relationship with Krishna very, very strongly. Like for currently, we also have some possessiveness that who is your God? Krishna is my God. Like somebody's God may be Shiva, somebody's God may be Ganesh. My God is Krishna. But then we have something separate also. Some sort separate mentality is also there. Okay, this is Krishna's money, this is my money. This is Krishna's time, this is time for my sense gratification. But prema means my whole existence is meant for Krishna only. There's no question of separate time. There's no question of separate money. Everything belongs to Krishna. So Mamatva, please read this. Mamatva.
Hare Krishna. Mamatva, highly possessive ownership of Krishna. Ordinary devotional service has the mood of Taditya. I am Krishna's. Prema Bhakti, however, has the mood of Mamatma. Krishna is mine. In Bhava Bhakti, one gets vision of the Lord and understand his eternal relationship with Krishna. However, in Prema Bhakti, one actually enters the Lord's pastimes in one's eternal spiritual identity, overwhelmed with the mood that Krishna is my son, or Krishna is my friend, or Krishna is my lover. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
So Krishna is mine, not that no, I am Krishna's. So that's like very, very strong possessiveness. I can't give up Krishna. Krishna belongs to me. How can we take him away? So we find Vrajavasis. That's why Uddhava was taking, they were so angry. And no, if somebody who just knows about glory of Krishna will say, why Vrajavasis are crying? Huh? Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead. He has so many things to do. He has given you good amount of love and time. Now he's going out to kill some other demons. Why are you crying so much? Only those who have love will understand that for them, Krishna is mine. How can he go away from me? Like we must have seen many times what happens is our devotees have experienced that it's sometimes very easy to solve others' issues than to solve one's own issues. Maybe the same issue is there. It's like no, one of our brahmacharis went in one class, some Marwadi family was there, and there was an old man who had died, and his wife was also pretty old, at least 70 plus, maybe 74, 75. This man maybe 80 plus. And this lady was crying. So our brahmachari said, Mataji, why are you crying? Ultimately, we are not the body, we are soul. So then this old lady said, Prabhu, if I sit in the Vyasasan, I can give you hundreds of more philosophical points than you have. But only when one's own loved ones goes away, one can understand the pain. So the point is, it's very difficult to, very easy to like apply philosophy on others than to apply on oneself, because that emotion of I and mine is there. But here, same emotion is there for Krishna. Krishna is mine. It's like we don't have Krishna, like Vrajavasis didn't have Krishna. But we don't cry, Vrajavasis cry. Like we are also separated from Krishna physically, like Vrajavasis are separated. But we don't feel. They feel. Because they know that Krishna is mine. So that prema is not there. So prema again can be received by bhav, Vaidhi sadhana bhakti raghavana sakti gives bhav and prem, and another by mercy. Same thing. Like by mercy, one can come to the level of raghavana bhakti. By mercy, one can come to the level of bhav bhakti. By mercy, one can come to the prem bhakti also. So mercy is not like has no rules. And as I told, when it comes through bhav also, there are two divisions. One is coming through Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, one is raghavana sadhana bhakti. So Vaidhi bhavautha means one goes through directly from Vaidhi bhakti to bhava bhakti and prema bhakti. And ragavanagiya bhavatva means it goes from Vaidhi sadhana bhakti to ragavanaga sadhana bhakti, then to bhava bhakti and to prema bhakti. So first one actually is more in bhakti Vrindavan. But second one is prominently in Vraja Bhakti. So this is what Mahaprabhu came to give. Okay, first we'll read from Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. 70 canon, prema arising from bhava achieved through Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti.
A devotee in the course of executing the regulative principles of devotional service develops his natural Krishna consciousness. And being thus softened at heart, he chants and dances like a madman. While performing chanting of a holy name of the Lord, he sometimes cries, sometimes talks wildly, sometimes sings, and sometimes, without caring for any outsider, dances like a madman. This verse shows that constantly practicing the regulative principles of devotional service can arouse bhava.
Yeah. So one keeps on chanting, performing Harinam Sankirtan, and suddenly one day one finds that no one starts wildly singing, dancing, not caring for outsiders. So the famous verse from 11th canto. Unmadvat nityati lokabahye. One dances like a madman without caring for outsiders. So that happens in when Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti directly leads to bhava. But then, if you want to get Vraja Bhakti, then one has to go through Raghavana Sadhana Bhakti. So this is explained here. Now, please read. Prema arising from bhava achieved through Raghavana Sadhana.
Prema arising from bhava achieved through Raganuga sadhana. Srila Rupa Goswami cites the story of Chandrakanti from Padma Purana. Chandrakanti practiced Raganuga sadhana, striving to develop the mood of the Ragatmikas of Vrindavana, specifically the Gopis. By this practice, she achieved bhava, at which point she decided to accept no one else besides Krishna as her husband. This complete indifference to anyone other than Krishna is one of the 9 symptoms of bhava, namely virakti. By maturation of her bhava bhakti, she began to constantly engage in meditation on Krishna form with the concept Krishna is my lover. This indicates mamatva, a symptom of prema. Thus, she achieved prema by maturation of the bhava she achieved through Raganuga sadhana. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So this is an example of that, where she was following in the, again, she also doing singing and dancing and all these things. But then she did all these things with a concept of Krishna as my husband. That is following in the footsteps of the gopis. Okay, my voice is breaking in between.
I'm not sure. Maybe my internet issue also. In between, I'm getting maybe my internet issue.
No, Prabhu, it is fine, Prabhu.
Prabhu, clear ga undi, Prabhu. Karan Prabhu.
Okay. Yeah. So we can find this exact difference between bhava through Raghunath sadhana bhakti and Vedi sadhana bhakti. So in Vedi sadhana bhakti, one keeps on practicing and suddenly one gets ecstasy. In Raghunath sadhana bhakti, same dancing is there with the mood of following in the footsteps of gopis. For Chandrakanti, the example is given. So then she was also singing and dancing and got that prema, but with the concept that Krishna is my lover. Now we will discuss about prema achieved through extraordinary mercy. Yes. That's by mercy path. Somebody can read?
Srimad Bhagavatam 11.12.7 exemplifies this. Lord Krishna tells Uddhava, the gopis of Vrindavana did not study the Vedas to achieve me, nor had they ever been in holy places of pilgrimage, nor did they ever devoutly execute any regulative principle, nor did they undergo any kind of austerity. It is simply by my association which they have attained the highest perfection of devotional service. Hari Hari.
Yeah. So now this is true for some gopis. It's not like many gopis were really, they had a lot of sadhana in the previous lives.
Yeah, I'm about to ask that, Prabhu.
Yeah. So there are like many sets of gopis out there. So you have Rishichari gopis who are sages in Dandakaranya. So similarly, Munichari gopis are there. So in this way, different gopis, set of gopis are there. Okay. Now again, this Prema Bhakti. And so Prema Bhakti is of two types. One is Mahatma Gyan Prema Bhakti and Kevala Prema Bhakti. So Mahatma Gyan means one has a love for Krishna mixed with knowledge of his majesty. That is found in Mathura and Dwaraka, in case of Krishna. And suddenly for other avatars, it's generally Mahatma Gyan only, it is not Kevala. So there what happens is, sometimes one feels that Krishna is my son, sometimes one feels that Krishna is Supreme Lord. And we will find this happened a lot in relationship of Krishna with Vasudeva and Devaki. When Krishna appeared in the prison of Kansa, so then he appeared in 400 forms, holding Sangha Chakra Gada Padma, so that Vasudeva and Devaki, they become fearless, because already so many sons were killed by Kansa. 6 sons were killed. So Krishna appeared like that. So initially they start praying, oh, Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are known of the past, present, future. No, nothing moves without your grace. And then suddenly their love comes out. And then they say that, my dear Lord, you are having this 400 form. It's very clear that you are only Vishnu. And if Kansa comes to know that you are Vishnu, then he will certainly kill you. So that's why you reduce your form to 2 hands only. And so much effulgence is coming from your body, where will we hide you? Withdraw your effulgence so that now we can hide you somewhere. So initially they were praising him as the Supreme Lord. Everything, nothing happens without him. And now love comes out. Similarly, when Krishna and Balram return and they kill Kovalapid, Charun Mustik, Salto, Salputa, Kansa, and so many people. So many soldiers of Kansa. Balram kills all the brothers of Kansa. So when they free Vasudev Devaki, they start like praying to them like, no, Supreme Lord. Krishna doesn't feel happy. So Krishna start telling them that no, his son is supposed to serve his parents, otherwise he becomes like a stool. He's considered a stool, and so it's so necessary to serve the parents. But then, what to do? I was so fearful of Kansa. And because I was fearful of Kansa, I couldn't serve you. And I had to go to Gokul out of fear of Kansa. So Krishna was doing all these things just to bring out that love of Vasudeva and Devaki. And when again Vasudeva and Devaki, they meet with the sages in Kurukshetra. So Vasudeva starts asking that, no, how to get delivered? I'm so attached to my son, wife, everyone. So how can I get delivered? And sages start thinking, he's already got perfection of life. He is Krishna as his son, and he's saying that now how to get perfection, how to get liberated. So Krishna became very fearful. Krishna thought, no, after such a long, hard endeavor, I brought them to the point where they're just seeing me as their son. And these sages are again disturbing their mood by saying, Krishna is Supreme Lord. So they will speak something like that. So in this way, it is mixed. But in Vrindavan, Krishna may do anything. It's like they never focus on greatness of Krishna. Krishna made the whole bridge on Nansa. Through the time Lord Ram, gopis were saying, hey, he's done some magic. Yashoda Mai, Krishna saw the universal form within the Yashoda's mouth. And Yashoda was not moved even a little bit also. So Vrajavasis, they don't care whether Krishna is God. It's just our Krishna. Yeah. So 2 types of prema. You can read this. There are 2 types of prema up to Mahatma Gyan prema.
Mahatya Jnana Prema. Narada Pancharatra illustrates prema imbued with knowledge of the Lord's greatness. If on account of profound veneration for the greatness of the Supreme Lord, one attains a great affection and steady love for him, one is certainly assured of achieving the 4 kinds of Vaishnava liberation. Devotees who achieved bhava from Vaidhi sadhana can attain Mahatma Jnana Prema.
Yeah. So Mahatma Gyan Prema is fully, there is only Mahatma Gyan Prema in Vaikuntha. There's no Keval Prema. In Vrindavan, there is only Keval Prema. And Mathura and Dwarka, it becomes mixed. Sometimes Mahatma Gyan Prema, sometimes Keval Prema. So in Mahatma Gyan Prema, one loves Krishna, but understanding his Supreme Lord. Like when Gokumar goes to Vaikuntha, Lord Narayan tells him, "Go, Gokumar, you have come, my dear friend." Gokumar was running to embrace Lord Narayan. That time some Vaikuntha says, "Wait a minute, he's Supreme Lord, you just can't embrace him." So it's like, because they had Mahatma Gyan Prema, they love the Lord, but as the master. Understanding that he is supreme. See, in Vrindavan, even Dasaras is there, but it is not having Mahatma Gyan Prema. So for them, they don't serve Krishna because Krishna is God. Even if Krishna is God, not God, doesn't matter. But we want to serve Krishna because we love Krishna. But in Vaikuntha, same Dasaras is there, where devotees love Krishna, but because Krishna is Supreme Lord. Also, Narayan Supreme Lord. So that difference is there. Now we'll see Vrindavan's Prem. That's called Keval Prem. Please read Keval Prem.
Kevala Prema. Kevala Prema, pure and one-pointed Prema, is not even slightly mixed with any other aspiration or interest, such as aspiration for Vaikuntha liberation or interest in the Lord's profound power and opulence. A devotee with one-pointed love, Kevala Prema, always lovingly fixes his mind upon Sri Krishna without the slightest deviation to any other topic. Sri Rupa Goswami explains this with a quote from Narada Pancharatra. If a devotee is continuously in love with Lord Krishna and his mind is always fixed upon him, the devotional attitude will prove to be the only means of attracting the attention of the Lord. In other words, a Vaishnava who is always thinking of the form of the Lord Krishna is to be known as a pure Vaishnava. Devotee who achieved bhava from Raghanuga sadhana can attain Kevala Prema.
Yeah. So like Vrajavasis, why do Vrajavasis love Krishna? Why they love Krishna? Yes, I'm asking answers. Why Vrajavasis love Krishna? Somebody spoke something.
Because of Krishna as Supreme Lord and he is giving a pleasure to everyone. Love to everyone. Pure love.
They don't care whether Krishna is Supreme Lord or not.
No reason, Prabhu.
No, it's not like there's a reason actually. The reason is Krishna is so beautiful. Krishna has so many good qualities. Krishna is so charming. See, now these things, when they are for a material person, they are not very stable. They are not very stable because today a person is beautiful, tomorrow he will not be beautiful. But Krishna was beautiful, is beautiful, he'll remain beautiful. In this world, a person may be looking very kind today and he may become very wicked tomorrow. But Krishna was kind, is kind, will remain kind. So Krishna's entire personality is so attractive to Vrajavasis that they can't divert their attention to anything else. So this is exactly written here. That devotional attitude will prove to be only means of attracting the attention of the Lord. Okay. So his mind is fixed on Krishna. So one cannot think anything other than Krishna. Because there's no one more beautiful than Krishna, nobody more having more better qualities than Krishna. And different devotees may become attracted by different aspects. Like Radharani is very attracted by qualities of Krishna. So see, certainly Krishna is very beautiful and everything, but the most attractive thing is Radharani sees in Krishna is his qualities. And some other gopis they love the beauty of Krishna. Krishna is so beautiful. And none of these things are wrong because when they are projected in Krishna, they are right only. They are permanent. They are not temporary. So we become attracted to someone who is beautiful in this world. That is condemned because it is temporary. But somebody becomes attracted to Krishna because he's beautiful. There's no problem in that. Because Krishna is permanently beautiful. Krishna is eternally beautiful. So that is why same emotions when they're projected in Krishna, they become totally justified. There's nothing wrong in that. Yes, Kalyan.
In this context, how Rajavasis or Gopis knows that Krishna's beauty and qualities will be permanent? At least if we take beauty, qualities we can keep aside. Beauty, how they know that it is permanent? Now we are also material world. We know that the beauty will not be a long lasting, it will lose it. But how Vrajavasis get to know? And they won't believe that he is the Supreme Personality Godhead because he did a lot of leelas. None of the leelas they did go back and think that how come a small child did so many things. Even that point of time also they didn't think that he is a Supreme Personality. They think that like he is one of his body.
See, they know that he is Supreme Personality of Godhead, or he may be Supreme Personality of Godhead. But main thing is they don't care for it. Makes sense? It's like no, Modi's mother love for Modi is not dependent on whether he wins or loses the election, whether he becomes prime minister or doesn't become prime minister. His mother doesn't care. Why? Because for him, Modi is son. Now suddenly she departed. But then it's like for her it doesn't matter. So similarly for Vrajavasis, sometimes Vrajavasis may be knowing Krishna is Supreme Lord. Sayatra Indira Saswatatrihi. My Lord, my dear Krishna, because you are here, Mother Lakshmi always resides and bestows the opulences in Vrindavan. Gopis know that. So, and sometimes it happens with the Gopas that they doubt whether Krishna is God or not. And Krishna killed Aghasur. So then all the Gopas were thinking, my God, he killed this Aghasur. Maybe Krishna is God. And then they think if Krishna is God, or they think maybe Krishna is some big demigod. That time think that Krishna is a big demigod. So they think if Krishna is demigod, then we should also be demigods. We are his friends. And then they start like jumping and dancing. Oh, we are also demigods, we are also demigods. So point is, they may or may not know, but for them, they don't care. They don't depend to love Krishna because Krishna is God. Like we were convinced that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, that's why we started worshipping Krishna. But Vrajavasis, they don't care. Even if you convince them, Krishna is not God. Okay, fine, Krishna is not God. Still we love Krishna because we have love for Krishna. Make sense? Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
Now that may not be true with Vaikuntavasis. Saloka Sasti Samipya. If they have these siddhis and they're in Vaikuntha, for them it's very important to know that Narayana is Supreme Lord. That's why we had certain you can say discussions in our Bhakti Vedanta classes, because I'm attending also some classes course. So there, some devotee was saying that certain Puranas say that Shiva is God, some Devi is God, and these sort of discussions are there. Or we have generally debate with Sri Vaishnavas and other Vaishnavas whether Krishna is God or Narayana is God. But at one point, everybody has to accept one thing. What is that? Krishna is the most attractive personality. Neither Shiva is so attractive, nor Ganesh is so attractive, nor Narayan is so attractive. Like nobody can say that I want a son like Narsinghdev. It's like you can worship Narsinghdev, but son like Narsinghdev, no. Or I want now son like Matsya Avatar. So, but I want son like Krishna, it's natural. Or I want son like Shiva, it's like no, he puts Bhaguti and goes to the Samsanga. So when it comes to attractiveness, no doubt that Krishna is most attractive personality and best person to relate in this world. Okay, so this evolution to prema, by mercy one can do the love sana, bhav, prema, anything. So mercy is something which is like out of a box. It can bring one from one position to another position. Sadhana bhakti is of two types, Vedic sadhana bhakti, Raghavanaga sadhana bhakti. If one goes to bhav bhakti through Vedic sadhana bhakti alone, bhav is called Veda Bhagavatta, and prem becomes Mahatma Gyan Prem. If one practices Vedic sadhana bhakti, then Raghavanaga sadhana bhakti, then bhav is called Raganuga Bhavottha, and Keval Prem or pure devotion service with no tinge of understanding greatness of the Lord. Now, evolution to prema. Junior Kalyan 2 has come. So, but how to achieve that pain is something regular which all the devotees are doing. So these are non-stages spoken here. Maybe some devotees can repeat after me. Ādau Shraddha Tada Sadhu Sango.
आदौ श्रद्धा ततो साधु संग
At Bhajan Kriya
भजन क्रिया
Tato Anartha Nivritti Sat
ततो अनर्थ निवृत्ति स्यात्
Tato Nishtaru Chistataha
ततो निष्ठा रुचि ततः
Atha Saktis Tato Bhavas
हता शक्तिस्ततो भावास्
Tata Prema Vyudanjati
तथा प्रेमाभिभूतञ्चति
Sadhakanamayam Premna
साधकानामनयं प्रेम
Pradurbhave Bhavet Kramaha.
प्रादुर्भावे भवेत् क्रमः.
There are 9 stages. Please read from here. In the beginning.
In the beginning, there must be faith. Then one becomes interested in associating with pure devotees. Thereafter, one is initiated by the spiritual master and executes the regulative principles under his orders. Thus, one is freed from all unwanted habits and becomes firmly fixed in devotional service. Thereafter, one develops taste and attachment. This is the way of sadhana bhakti, the execution of devotional service according to the regulative principles. Gradually, emotions intensify and finally there is an awakening of love. This is the gradual development of love of God for the devotee interested in Krishna consciousness.
Yeah. So, Ādau Shraddha, as we had discussed before, first what happens is we get some Agyasukriti. Agyasukriti develops attraction for serving devotees. More we serve devotees, we get more Agyasukriti. And then attraction develops to a level where one wants to follow Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. When one follows Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, one has that faith that is called Ādau Shraddha, beginning faith. After Ādau Shraddha comes next stage, stage number 2, Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha means one associates with the devotees. So when one associates with the devotees, devotees say chant Hare Krishna. So then what starts is Bhajan Kriya under the instruction of the spiritual master. So one gets initiated, one formally or informally. Initially in ISKCON we have informally and then gradually formally. So one starts following regulative principles of bhakti like Sravanam, Kirtanam, worshipping Tulsi, doing Ekadasi, etc. Then comes Anartha Nivritti, where unwanted habits within the heart, they go away. After that comes Nishtha. Nishtha means one's bhakti becomes steady now. So till Nishtha, it is like up the hill. Then gradually, after Nishtha, now one may become qualified for Nishtha onwards, one may practice Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. So then after Nishtha comes Ruchi. One starts liking the practice of devotion service. One doesn't want to sleep while one is chanting. So body may be tired, but one feels, oh, I should chant more. So desire is there. So then taking rest becomes such a big austerity. So Ruchi. And after Ruchi comes Asakti. Asakti means one becomes attached to Krishna, who is the object of one's bhajan. So one may think, oh, I have to, go to office and this and that. Let me remove my eyes from Krishna's deity form. But eyes disobey a person. One may want to go away from temple and legs disobey him and take towards the temple. One wants to stop chanting and tongue disobeys him and keeps chanting. So that is Asakti. Then comes Bhav. Bhav means one starts getting emotions for Krishna now. So that we had discussed. And finally there is Prem. One starts loving Krishna. So these are the 9 stages. But to understand Prem is not that easy. Please read. difficulty in understanding prema?
Usually, we judge a person's level of success by how happy he has become. This standard becomes useless when applied to a prema bhakta. A devotee in prema is so inundated in waves of transcendental emotion that he cannot even perceive external happiness or distress. Consequently, attempting to measure success by conventional standards is fruitless and misses the point. My dear Supreme Goddess, you may know from me that anyone who has developed the ecstasy of love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead and who is always merged in the transcendental bliss on the account of this love cannot even perceive the material distress or happiness coming from the body or mind.
Yeah. So such a person, it may not be looking always smiling. Like sometimes some person asks that about Prabhupada, from Prabhupada disciple, that your Swamiji doesn't look so happy. How is he advanced? Prabhupada said that he can't understand prema. Somebody is feeling separation from Krishna, how will he laugh and smile? Rather, Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara is more about crying for Krishna. Hey Radhe Vrada Devi ke charalate, hey Nanda Suna Kutaha. Whereas Vrada Devi Radharani, whereas son of Nanda Maharaj Krishna, Sri Govardhan Padma Patle, Kalindi Vane Kutaha. Whereas Govardhan, whereas Mother Yamuna. So in this way, devotee feels separation. So very difficult to understand that somebody is in love or not in love. The further information on prema, somebody can read. The last end.
Sri Rupa Goswami refers the reader to Brihad Bhagavatamrita by Sri Sanatana Goswami for a more detailed description of the affections and dealings of Prema Bhakti. He ends the Eastern division by offering obeisance to his Guru Sanatana Goswami and other prominent Goswamis.
Yeah. So he says that Sanatana Goswami has written Brihad Bhagavatamrita where he has given all the details. So when Gop Kumar meets with Krishna, what all different exchanges between Krishna and Gop Kumaras happen, that is explained in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So it's like when Krishna meets Gop Kumar, then Gop Kumar faints, and then Krishna, he tells Gop Kumar that no, I was longing to see you. In every life, I was thinking, now you will come and turn towards me. Now you will come and turn towards me. But such a long time had passed. And then they embrace each other and they faint again and again. And then Krishna introduces them to all the residents of Vrindavan. He is Subal Sakha. This is Madhu Mangal. And that is how Krishna introduces him to each and every personality. So all these details are given by Bhagavatamrita about love. But our portion of NOD ends here. Okay, so this end of our NOD, Nectar of Devotion, and the end of Bhakti Shastri course also. So these 17 chapters, 19 chapters of NOD, they are a part of Bhakti Shastri course. Other chapters are very advanced. They are not part of Bhakti Shastri course. Okay, fine. So what now remains is exams, tests, etc. So that maybe I'll talk with okay, somebody is available here. Haribol.
Yes,
All-
Prabhu.
Okay. No, I'm feeling that I'm talking to no one.
We are there, Prabhu.
Yeah, dear.
Okay. In invisible form. So as far as your OBS etc. are concerned, open book questions and closed book questions etc. are already there. So open book questions, I'll let you know tomorrow or today itself. So I'll send. Did I give for Bhagavad Gita chapter 13 to 18 open book? I think I gave.
Yes, Prabhu, given Prabhu.
Okay. So now only one is remaining is for NOD. Right now I don't have that booklet with me. So I'll see it and I'll post it in the group.
So for Ishopanishad also.
Isopanishad also. Okay. Isopanishad, as far as I remember, did I give question number 1? Kalyan Prabhu, do you remember? As far as I remember, I think I gave. Okay, so for both Isopanishad and NOD, I'll post it today itself. Okay, Hari. So we'll end here. See Bhakti Rasame Sindhu ki,
Jai.
Jai.
Goswami ki,
Jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki,
Jai.
Tagore Premanande.
Hari
Hari
Hari.
Hari.
And I will come there to Bangalore. Maybe in 1 or 2 or 3 weeks, let us see. And then we will meet face to face.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, bro.
Harival.
Right. So our online meeting ends here. Hari.
Thank you
Hare
so much.
Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.